Share a couple of numbers with you. Every single year here in the United States, 12,000 to 15,000 children are diagnosed with cancer. You look at the worldwide numbers, that number goes to 250,000 to 350,000. What that means is every 3 minutes in this world, a child is diagnosed with cancer. Every 3 minutes, a family has a doctor say to them, your baby has cancer. And I don't care if you're 3 or you're 17, you're always going to be your mama's baby. You're always going to be your daddy's little girl. That's a big number. Think about that, every 3 minutes. Now, we've got fantastic science in this world, especially right here in the U.S., right? We've got researchers and dedicated doctors and nurses and top-notch ways to treat cancer. Just think about this for a second. In the 1970s, you had a 58% chance of a 5-year survival rate. Your son or your daughter has cancer, just over 50% they were going to live. Now, we're at 84% now. That's fantastic. I don't think 99 is good enough, but we're getting there, right? Dedicated nurses, researchers, fantastic hospitals with their cutting-edge technology, but here's the issue. There's only 3 of those hospitals that specialize in cancer treatment in South Carolina. There's only 6 in North Carolina. And unfortunately, a diagnosis of cancer doesn't work on zip codes. It's not just the kids in Greenville or Charleston or Columbia or Raleigh. A lot of times, the diagnosis comes with some hard decisions. You've got to travel hours. You've got to decide how you're going to pay for that gas and how you're going to pay for the meals and how you're going to pay for the hotels. You've got to decide what's more important, and it's a pretty easy answer, but what's more important, the health of my child or paying my mortgage? The good news is, though, there are organizations like the Children's Cancer Partners that work logistics, that help bridge that gap, that help with some gas money, a trip to Chick-fil-A, a hotel. Sure enough, that's what they do. They're here to help these families bridge that gap between the vacuum that becomes a child with cancer, spending every minute forgetting about your job, forgetting about whatever you do, and making sure that they are taken care of. Take the little things out of the way. Gas money, no problem. Food, yeah, we got you. Hotel, you need to stay a month, not a problem. That is why we're here tonight to talk about Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. My name is Tyler Ryan, and I want to welcome you to a Taste of Thankfulness. We're going to spend the next couple of hours, all of us and you at home. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do some cooking. Celebrity chef Jamie Cribb is in the house. Let's take a shot at him over there. Wave at that big camera, Jamie. There he is. That's right. We are live, by the way, from the Kennedy in Spartanburg, the Kennedy restaurant. If you haven't been here, you need to be. Not tonight because we're here, but tomorrow night you could be here, sure enough. We've got the Synergy twins. They're going to be playing, and, well, I bet you know them. Yeah, you better believe it. But you better have some hankies close by, too, because we're also going to learn a little bit about the impact of this organization, Children's Cancer Partners of America. Now, before we start having fun, I do want to introduce Miss Laura Allen, the executive director of this amazing organization. You guys have been around 20 years. You have grown exponentially from 2001 to this point. Our sponsors, donors, people who engage in a live night like this, but really it comes down to passion, right?
It does, Tyler, and thank you, and thanks to all of you for being here with us tonight. It's about the 1,250 children and their families that we are helping every single day. It's about the child we lost today, we really did, and how we're there for that family. It's about the one who called on Saturday and said, my GPS is telling me to go here and it says closed. And I said, here's how you go, and don't worry, it's going to be open when you get there. And we gave that family a hotel and the mom the food so they could be fed this past weekend. It's debilitating. Cancer diagnosis is debilitating. It is the #1 disease killer of children. And as you said, every 3 minutes a child is diagnosed with cancer. But we are here in North and South Carolina to help every child that is diagnosed with cancer through this referrals from their social workers at these treatment centers you were speaking about, make sure that they have access to care.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, because that stuff adds up. You know, staying in a hotel, driving. I mean, if you've got to drive from one end of the state to the other, to North Carolina, it can cost money. And for some families, that's really the difference. They're paycheck to paycheck. Too many of us are like that, especially now.
Yeah, Wilmington to Durham.
Right.
Myrtle Beach to Charleston. And how many times in a
If you've
week?
got to drive
How many
from,
times
you
in
know,
a
from
year?
one end of the state to the other,
We
to
have
North
families that have put
Carolina,
100,000
it can
miles on
cost
a
money.
car
And
in
for
their
some
child's
families,
treatment.
that's really the difference. Their paycheck. These
These
guys do amazing work. We're going to find out more about them here in a little bit this evening. It is such an important mission. I thank you so much for joining us. I know a lot of folks, by the way, you've got your boxes. You kind of know what this is about, or at least have a good idea. We're going to learn more if you're joining us on the Facebook stream and you're like, what is this? I want to get involved. You're going to have certainly ways to do that as well. We have some ways you can donate. We'll tell you about that coming up in a little bit. Plus, you can win some stuff with Chef Jamie Cribb. He's amazing. Just going to throw that out there.
He is.
We're going to do some cooking in a few minutes, but first, I want to play just a quick video and just talk about what Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas really means. Check out this impact. It is such an important thing as we get through tonight. We're going to spend 2 hours. I want you to think about that. If every 3 minutes a child is diagnosed with cancer, just think about how many in the next 120 minutes that we're together.
Right.
That means, right? Tell me a little bit about the history of Children's Cancer Partners.
We were founded in 2001 through the Optimist Club, one of those service clubs, by our dear founder, Tom Russell, who I hope is watching. Hi, Tom. And Tom comes in the office and still helps us every single day. And over the first 14 years, Children's Cancer Partners helped over 100 children and their families in Spartanburg County. And through the generosity of an angel donor and a beautiful story that if we had a lot of time, I would tell. And if you guys really want to know the story, go read it on our website.
There you go.
We've been able to expand. And we first in the upstate, then all of South Carolina. And in November of 2018, exactly 2 years ago, we finished our expansion across North Carolina. But you know, Tyler, we couldn't do this tonight without thanking our sponsors and our friends. And so let me take a moment and we have one anonymous donor who made this very possible, and we're very grateful. But also to Ruth Kate and Chuck White, and to AFL, and to Sheila and Bob Brightweiser, and to Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina, and to, come on, help me out here. We had so many great, well, to you, to Jamie.
Oh my God, the Kennedy, my God. Let me tell you something. We're going to meet David and Jamie in a few minutes. They have been over backwards here at the Kennedy to accommodate our filming crew, to accommodate everything we've asked. They have just rolled out the red carpet for us. The Synergy Twins are here tonight as well.
And you heard your opening tonight. It was from the Spartanburg Philharmonic Youth Orchestra. We were so grateful to them. But also to Green Finney LLP and to Building Products in North and South Carolina. I mean, we'll be telling you a few more thanks during the course of the evening, but we couldn't do it without you. And so we thank you and hope you enjoy the evening.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a fun night. We're stretching, we're live TV, and that's just the way this is going to work. So we're going to continue talking because I don't mind talking with you. But you know, it's funny. We went ahead and we have some videos we're going to share with you here in a little bit. But I had the honor of meeting some families today and heard the real stories of what I can't even pretend to even imagine what it feels like to get that. To get that diagnosis. I mean, you've got to feel alone. You've got to feel like there's nobody else who's ever been through this. There's nobody else who knows exactly what's going on. But the reality is there's way too many. There's one every 3 minutes. But that's an important part to remember that you're not alone.
No, and you remember our mom Jose looked at this and said, this is exactly what they do. And you'll hear from her later on. So anyway.
That's it, guys.
We're ready.
All right. Make sure we go to the website. It's childrenscancerpartners.org. All right. And you can donate there as well. We're going to throw you to a video or still shot real quick, and we're going to start this night. I know you're all cooking at home, getting ready to cook. I know Chef Jamie Cribb, Celebrity Chef Jamie Cribb, Celebrity Chef Jamie Cribb is ready to get some cooking going, and the Synergy Twins are going to play as well, guys. So, yeah, stay with us. We're going to have a great night tonight. All right, guys, we found our way back here to the kitchen at the Kennedy here in downtown Spartanburg. This is celebrity executive chef. I'm not sure why. I'm going to find out why he's a celebrity, but apparently he gave me his autograph. I walked in and I said, "Hey, Jamie," and he went, "Here, man." I went, "Okay, fair enough." Chef Jamie Cribb, the executive chef here at the Kennedy. Folks at home who are watching, they've got their box. So I thought we'd maybe take a minute, kind of go through what you're going to find in the box, and then kind of what the menu and what we're going to do tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So all the ingredients you see before you are included in the box. There's a couple basic staple pantry items that you will need: salt, pepper, butter, a little bit of cooking oil, and then the utensils as well.
Now, are you talking Pam, or are you talking like good old-fashioned olive oil?
Good old olive oil, something that you don't mind searing and mixing up salads. You know, nothing too astringent, nothing too strong, kind of neutral oil. Good old EVOO, extra virgin olive oil, works just fine.
Let's go through what we got in the box.
So in the box, we're gonna have a prepared butternut squash bisque made with local butternut squash. Yeah, you know.
I play with my food, man. I play with my food.
You got to. I do too. It's my job, man. We got some local apples, Honeycrisp from Hendersonville, North Carolina. Benet seeds, which is a toasted version of a sesame seed from Anson Mills in Columbia, South Carolina. Then we have some local honey from Be Well. You've got the cute little bears in your box, but you know, we have a little bit on hand. Some beautiful red beets, toasted pumpkin seeds, a nice lemon for a little bit of acid in each dish, crumbled goat cheese. You have two different kind of mushrooms. You have a shiitake and a cremini. Also, you're going to have peeled garlic cloves and peeled shallots, local sweet potatoes.
Now, that looks like an onion to me, Chef.
Yeah. So this is definitely in the onion family. You know, it's less. You know, pungent. It's more neutral.
Am I still going to cry when I cut it tonight? If folks at home, are they going to cry? They're going to get emotional before they're supposed to?
I don't think so, man. I'll guide you through it, man. I'll hold your hand a little bit, you know. So the sweet potatoes are from Crescent Farm in Clinton. Shout out to Margie. She's an amazing person. Also, you have a prepared demi-glace, which is a veal stock that's been reduced for 48 hours with some red wine and aromatics.
Oh my gosh.
That is going to be for your filet. We have some fresh thyme sprigs here. We're going to add that into the basting of the steaks and also in the roasting of the vegetable component for your main course. The piece de la resistance, you have two fillets here, 6-ounce fillets. Those are already pre-cut, pre-portioned, already clean, so all you have to do is season them to your liking, salt, pepper, and then we'll put that in the pan, get it going. For our vegetarian friends, you're gonna have some eggplant. I know there's a couple of you out there, you know, but we'll walk you through it. We're gonna cook it just like we would the steaks. And then, you know, for desserts, we have Caroline's Cakes. They've been in business for over 30 years here in Spartanburg. Ship them all over, not only the country, but they can ship them, you know, outside the country as well. They have so many different flavors, but caramel cake is the best one. You can't touch it, hands down.
All right. Well, you know, one thing though you didn't mention in the box that I'll go ahead and mention. You forgot the wine.
Ooh.
James. A bottle of wine, courtesy of our friends at the Blue Marlin, the Dukes down in Columbia. Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful wine out there. It's Cabernet Sauvignon. It's beautiful. Thank you to the Blue Marlin. So the first thing you're going to do, especially at home, is we got to crack the wine, right?
Yes.
So cooking is fun. It should be an adventure, especially at home. You sweat back here at your job.
Yeah.
But cooking at home should be fun.
It should be.
If not a little stressful.
Yeah, exactly.
I get stressed out.
Crack open that bottle of wine. Let's have a glass
there
while we
go.
cook together.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You know?
I'll let you go ahead and prove
Absolutely.
that real quick.
Oh yeah. Little swirl. Oh, it smells great. Beautiful.
There it is. Guys, you know, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, so get ready, get all your utensils, your knives, your whatnot, get your wine poured, there you go, or just a nice soda pop, whatever you like right there. But we did promise you some musical entertainment as well. The Synergy Twins. I got to tell you, Jamie, so I've been so excited. I've been like a teenage girl watching Nelson. There's a throwback for you.
Right.
About 3 years ago, I was walking through downtown Greenville on a Saturday morning, and I'm just kind of walking up the street, going to Starbucks or whatever, just, you know, enjoying the day. Down Greenville's got a great main street. And I walk up and I hear these, you know, there's all kind of performers and stuff around. Greenville's, I love it. It's electric. It's the same thing as Spartanburg. It's beautiful. And I hear these guys playing these electric fiddles. And I stopped and I was like, wow, And I was 45 minutes. I was mesmerized by these guys. I just blown away. I kept walking. I got coffee. I walked back. They're still playing. I watched another 45-minute set. It wasted my whole morning. But it was awesome. So I literally have been like a teenage girl getting excited for these guys. The Synergy Twins are here tonight. They're live at the Kennedy as well. We are live all night long here. It is the Taste of Thankfulness. We're supporting Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. But I'm ready for some music. What about you?
I am too. Let's get it going.
Guys, the Synergy Twins here live for this event right here at the Kennedy.
Cheers.
The Synergy Twins, guys, that was awesome, by the way.
Loved it.
They are incredible. Yeah. We're going to be
Super
checking in
good.
with them throughout the evening as well. So, all right, so we got to go ahead, and I forgot my chef coat, but I've got it out there. I'll put it on in a minute, but let's go ahead and get our hands dirty anyway, Chef Jamie. What are we going to start with?
So we're going to start with our butternut squash bisque here. You know, you have your apple, your benet seed, the components for the dish. This is already prepared, seasoned, ready to rock and roll. You know, you should have a pot of simmering water on standby. We're going to heat that through. It only takes about 5 minutes to heat through. You know, you just want to get it up to temperature. But while that's warming through, we're going to go ahead and take our lovely Honeycrisp apple, put a nice dice on it. What I like to do with apples, I like to keep the skin on. I like the texture. I like the taste. It really, you know, tends to put a nice brightness to the dish. So we're going to kind of cut around the core in quarters just like this. You know, discard the core. You can do whatever. You can make apple butter, applesauce, whatever you want. We're gonna do dices with the apple, so just do a nice little you know, slice cut on that. Line it up. I like to work you know, in batches, in stages, so you're not just cutting one thing at a time. You're going ahead and you're cutting everything, the first cut, and you're coming back, second cut. This is called a little baton, almost like julienne cut, you know, so you have two separate layers. So we're gonna go ahead and do that for the rest of the apples. You know, nice 1/4 inch cubes, little dice is what I like for these apples, just so you get a little bit in every single bite, and it's not too much apple in every single bite. You know, you're not getting overwhelmed, but it has some nice texture to the dish. So now we're just gonna go ahead and put a little dice on these apples. Honeycrisp is one of my favorite apples, by the way. You know.
Now, what's the trick, by the way, of not cutting off your fingertips?
Oh,
that
you want to do the crab claw.
Crab claw.
You want to curl your fingers over,
Okay.
use your knuckles as a guide, and then, you know, just let the knife do the work. Have a sharp knife too, that helps.
Right.
You know.
You know,
Don't knife is dangerous.
There is no substitute for like good knives, though, right?
No.
One of those chefs. It's like
Yeah.
my hairdresser. You know, really, she'll spend hundreds of dollars on scissors. I'm like, I can get those at Walmart. No, you really can't.
No, you can't, man. You got to shop for a good knife. You know, all your tools in your kitchen is very, you know, essential. You need all the tools to do the job. You know, so yeah, we have our apple here, nice and diced up. What I like to do is put it in a mixing bowl. We're going to take our bene seeds, our toasted sesame seeds, super strong sesame flavor.
Oh yeah.
You know, go ahead and mix that together. Go ahead and put that on back burner. A little mixy mix. Now you can take a little salt. What that's going to do is really help bring out all the juice of the apples, make its own little liquid. Just kind of let that hang out while the soup's heating up.
So how long are you gonna put that soup on for? And that's just kind of boiling away, Rex. That's already pre-made for our friends at home. But
Absolutely, yeah. So all the flavors in there. If you want to adjust or add a little bit of hot sauce, a little bit more lemon, a little bit more acid to the soup, you can. But so what we're gonna do is just drop it in some simmering water for about 5 minutes. Let it warm through to about 165 degrees Fahrenheit.
okay.
You know, so that ensures everything's good to go. But you shouldn't have to do much to it.
Right,
you know,
and that's gonna be the
so-
first part. We get this done.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna continue on. This is in stages as we go through the evening here. We're live at the Kennedy Restaurant in Spartanburg. It's Kennedy Drive. Is it Kennedy Street? Kennedy Street.
Kennedy Street.
East
Yep.
Kennedy Street, as a matter of fact.
East.
Is
The big
important.
E.
Yeah, you got to go to the East Kennedy Street to see these guys. Chef Jamie Cribb, it's such a cool restaurant. We're going to get behind the bar a little later on, and you guys got a fantastic place. But first, I do want to share some videos. I had the opportunity to meet some families today, just some incredible reasons why it's so important. You guys are joining us live. You can go to childrenscancerpartners.org. You can say help a child. You see that website, you click on the right-hand side, it says help a child. You can make a donation. And I'm going to tell you why I want to make a donation in just a couple of minutes. A $100 donation might mean spending a couple hours with this guy. We'll explain that in a few minutes too. But first, I want you to go ahead and just watch a couple of these family videos and understand we're having fun tonight, listening to great music, but there's a reason why we do it. Check this out.
Pediatric cancer diagnosis affects the entire family.
Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas help support local Carolina families.
Before, during,
Where you just
and
smile
after
awkwardly at the
treatment.
camera.
Okay.
Transportation, meals, lodging, a night in the hotel, a rental car, a meal they don't have to cook, small kindnesses of big impact.
A pediatric cancer diagnosis,
Affects the entire family,
Brothers and sisters,
moms and dads.
and so can your donation.
Please give to Children's Cancer Partners. Help support cancer parents, support their kids.
Right when they need it most.
pediatric cancer diagnosis affects the entire family. The entire family.
The entire family.
The entire family.
Please give to CCP.
CCP helped us. Won't you help them?
You know, guys, I know we're having a great time tonight. We're doing some cooking, some great entertainment, but this whole organization, Children's Cancer Partner of the Carolinas, comes down to the mission, and that's this guy and this young lady right here, Elvira and Ralph. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome.
My pleasure.
So, Ralph, 2 years ago, you're 16 years old, and you're diagnosed with cancer. You're in high school, right? You're playing sports and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Share that with me. That's got to be the hardest conversation for a 16-year-old man to deal with.
For getting diagnosed?
Yeah.
Well, I remember the day very vividly.
Mhm.
I think I will forever. But things in life aren't fair, and you gotta try your best to get through it.
Right.
In my opinion.
Right. And you just fight. You never give up, right? Never give up.
Sure.
So, Mom, you got involved with Children's Cancer Partners as you got your son who's diagnosed with cancer. You turned to these folks. Tell me about that, how that relationship kind of came to be and what it's been like working with the CCP.
Well, like if you see the logo and what it says there, that came to life in our situation.
Right.
Like, you know, in the face of uncertainty, we give them hope, and that's what we got a lot. And immediate support, like
Right.
on a daily basis.
It's got to feel like you guys are alone in the world when your son, your boy, gets diagnosed. You got to feel like, what in the world do I do now, right?
Well, like the day he was diagnosed, 90% of his immune system was leukemia cell.
Wow.
So we didn't count on being here, you know, and like 2 weeks into this journey, I got a phone call from Miss Shannon that she wanted to come and meet with us. And because I think we were referred through the hospital, and ever since, like, she became like our guardian angel. Like, even when we didn't have food on the table and she would call out of the blue, like, you know, how are you all doing? And I said, who are you, like, heaven sent? Because she didn't even know we were going through that. And I mean, car broke down, she was there.
Wow.
He had to have someone in the hospital to take care of him. I had to go to work, plane ticket to fly someone from
And these
overseas.
and the organization did all this.
All that. I mean, I can't even tell, you know,
Right.
that is real.
Wow.
So, I mean, and I think
And you guys are here still.
we are.
And you're in college.
Yes,
Your
sir.
athletics on the mend, I hope. All because of this. And the only reason this happened with these folks is because of you and this organization and our sponsors. And so we cannot thank you enough for being a part of this big night. You want to see the face, it's right here for Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. All right, guys, I'm telling you, I promised you some fun back with Chef Jamie Cribb. I promised you some music, and I promised you understanding exactly what we're doing tonight here with Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas while we're here live at the Kennedy in Spartanburg, a virtual cooking event. Now, some folks, of course, have got their boxes at home. We've invited everyone else on Facebook Live to join us and just kind of learn more about, the Kennedy, but really the mission of Children's Cancer Partners and what they do. And we're going to share some stories throughout the evening tonight that really will... It's just going to explain really what it's about, because we can talk about it all day long, but you look at the eyes of those families and those children, I think you get it. So, all right, Chef Jamie Cribb, we're going to move on. We've got the beet soup. We pulled it out. That's good and warm. That's nice.
Yeah, so we're going to take our butternut and just, snip a corner
I said
here.
beet soup, and that's butternut.
You did say beet soup, but...
It is not even red.
It's
not even red.
I'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. So, yeah, like we said, this is already prepared. You can adjust the seasoning if need be, but we're just going to pour it right in the bowl, kind of split it up.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, the color is just beautiful. The texture is nice and velvety.
I love it.
So we're going to split it in between the two bowls here.
Now, guys at home, cooking is we're gonna spend the evening cooking and eating, and that's the whole thing. I want to make sure we invite you to go ahead and do this right now at home. Just go ahead and pour it. Enjoy some. Look at that.
Enjoy it.
Oh,
Hey,
that
we're
looks so
here
good.
to have a great meal for a great cause.
Oh, my goodness.
And, drink some wine as we do it, have some fun.
That's the point.
Yeah, so we're gonna just put the apple right in off center to your bisque.
Don't forget,
the
guys, you
seeds.
always eat with your eyes first.
You do.
So there you go.
We're just gonna spin it right on top. And
That is so
bon
super
appetit.
easy too, man. That is so super easy.
Yeah, nice, beautiful introductory to a meal, first course. Some nice light winter squash soup.
And it smells so good. I mean,
honey-crust
it's
apple.
just, I promise you at
It does.
home, if you cook this up, it smells so
Yeah.
good. All right, y'all. We want you to eat, enjoy some wine, have some soup, some butternut squash. I got it right this time. Soup, right? You know, this night is not possible without you folks who bought boxes and cooking with us at home, but also so many fantastic sponsors, at Kennedy included. So many fantastic sponsors who stepped up and said, listen, we believe in the mission. We want to help. AFL is one of those groups. Let's learn a little bit about AFL. You know, events like this don't happen without you guys getting a big box and cooking and enjoying the fun here at the Kennedy, but it also doesn't happen without some of our corporate sponsors who have come on to say, we want to get behind this organization. From AFL, Glenn Cash joins us. First, thank you, by the way. Secondly, what is AFL?
Thank you so much for asking. AFL is a telecommunications company. We employ about 5,000 worldwide.
Wow.
And 1,000 here in the upstate.
Right here in Spartanburg.
Right here.
1,000 people.
Exactly.
I love that. Y'all know how to communicate then.
We absolutely do.
AFL. Well, let me ask you this then. You guys, I mentioned you have come on as a major sponsor for this event. You believe in the Children's Cancer Partners. Why? What made you sit around when you've got everyone and their brother asking, it's times are tough for nonprofits, and you said, this is who we're going to get behind?
So AFL, just to plug the company a little bit, has a tagline called We Connect. And it not only means we connect with our customers, but we connect with the community. AFL is a huge sponsor of community, what we call our community engagement programs.
Okay.
And community involvement is a huge piece of our corporate culture and core values.
So we came along and you said, this is it right here.
Absolutely.
I love it. All right, so we know that this is obviously pre-recorded. We can't fool anybody. You're at home right now. As you're watching at home, what are you excited about to making that big box? What's going to be the thing you're looking forward to?
Obviously a fillet. You would think a fillet, you probably can't ruin it. I'm looking forward to seeing what we do with this fillet tonight.
Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Glenn Cash from AFL, one of our corporate sponsors for tonight's event. My friend, we really thank you a lot for coming on, and all 5,000 of your employees as well. 1,000 in the upstate, that's pretty cool.
That's right. That's right. Thank you.
We are not done yet. We got to get back to the kitchen. Here we go. All right, guys. Yeah, you know what? We're at the Kennedy Live here for the Taste of Thankfulness event. Of course, supporting Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. We're going to get back. We got some beet soup we got to make with Chef Jamie Cribb. The Synergy Twins. Hey. They know where to find a good bar, and we found it right here as well. David Moore, the Director of Operations here for the Kennedy this evening. Man, your place is amazing.
Thanks so much.
I mean, and I said it before, you guys have, you and Chef and your team have rolled out the red carpet, let us roll in with an entire camera crew, move stuff out the way, and you're like, it's cool.
Yeah,
and I
and
appreciate
look
that.
at the bar guests. This is amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't find these guys anywhere.
Yeah.
Find them here at the Kennedy, these Synergy Twins. We're going to hear from them. He does not have something growing out of his neck, by the way, but we'll get back to that in just a couple of minutes. But let's talk about the Kennedy. It's a very cool, special place.
Yeah, and I mean, thank you so much for that. That's a huge compliment. You know, we are a small family-owned restaurant, 64-seat restaurant on Kennedy Street here in downtown Spartanburg, South Carolina. Daily operations run by Jamie Cribb, who you've met at this point, and Jan Franco Okan, who is our front of the house manager. We like to think of ourselves as a local-centric, chef-driven concept, just done right. You know, the seasonal menus that change so frequently, the cocktail menu, the meticulously curated wine selection, all of that done with just a ton of thoughtfulness, the utmost respect for each ingredient that we use here on a regular basis, and we try to involve as many farmers as we can and grow those relationships throughout the course of the year and over the time that we've been in existence as a restaurant. And take all that and bundle it and do it in an inspiringly addictive fashion and just keep all that going and try to have fun while we do it, you know?
I'll tell you, I came up, and I've not been to Spartanburg a lot, but I have learned to love this little town in the few visits I've had getting ready for this event tonight. I came here, a couple weeks ago?
Sure, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I tried food that I never thought I would try. I think I had some of that butternut squash, and I was like, I would never have that.
Yeah.
Dude, that was super good.
Yeah.
No, it's true, guys.
He said beet soup again. At this point, we all know that it's not
I said
beet
butternut
soup.
squash.
It's butternut squash
I said
soup
butternut
and a
squash.
beet salad.
Oh my goodness. Either way, y'all, it is really good food, and it means a lot that you guys have really stepped up to be involved with us tonight and allow Jamie to be in here and us to come in and trample your entire restaurant. It's really, really cool, guys. If you're in Spartanburg, it's on East Kennedy Street. So I learned that earlier. East Kennedy Street. It's called the Kennedy, and it's something you want to check out. Are you good at mixing any drinks up, by the way? I'm just saying.
I can figure it out.
All right, we're going to do that. The Synergy Twins are coming up in a little bit. We're going to work on the beats as well back in the kitchen. We have music and a lot of fun. Please enjoy your butternut squash soup. See, I got that right this time, right?
Yeah.
We met Miss Laura Allen a little bit ago, but we've got a special video that we produced for you as well. I want you to learn a little more about our children's cancer partners of the Carolinas.
Colt is actually a two-time survivor of neuroblastoma, and when he was going through his second tumor, we had to go to New York to get the tumor removed. There was no one around here that would do it.
When I first found out Mia had it, she was 3 months old. So I got sent to Duke, so she ended up getting a port, but it didn't work.
When a family is diagnosed with cancer, it turns their whole life upside down. Their child, when they start treatment, really needs full-time care.
There are over 200 children a year in South Carolina and over 400 children a year in North Carolina that are diagnosed with cancer. When a child comes into our program, we are working with them from their day of referral from the social worker at the hospital to the day that they are ringing that bell, and really until they turn 21.
There are enormous costs that are associated with cancer treatment that can burden patients and families, who really just need to be present with their child and focused on their child's care.
In South Carolina, there's only 3 treatment centers, and in North Carolina, there's 6, so some families travel hours to get to appointments.
We have families that travel, could be 15 minutes away, it could be 3 hours away. Having a group that's willing to support them throughout treatment, to get them here, to and from home, is incredible.
Families don't budget for cancer.
Children's Cancer Partners provides support through 4 key focus areas. Our primary mission is to provide financial assistance for transportation, meals, and lodging to ensure these children get to the places and the care that they need for them to survive. We also provide family connections, family assistance, and Camp Victory.
When I'm out of resources, when I'm out of options with a family, they're telling me, here's a need, and I don't have anything. They are my ace in my back pocket.
Thank you for being there for us. Anytime we've asked for assistance, they've never hesitated, and we just are very, very appreciative of it.
And there's so many people out there that's going through what we're going through. We're not alone. Never think you're alone, because we're not.
I was in New York and I was sitting in the lobby of the Ronald McDonald House, and a mom walked in with her 2-year-old girl in a stroller, and she saw me and I saw her, and she said to me, "Mia has no cancer."
You guys, welcome back. We are celebrating the Taste of Thankfulness here. The Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. It's such an awesome event live at the Kennedy. Dude, I have been. This is really. I'm a grown man. I'm like a teenage girl with Bon Jovi. Y'all, I told the story earlier. You were out here. I don't know if you heard or not, but I watched you guys on the street a couple of years ago, and I was mesmerized. And I've been so excited about tonight because I get to hang out with y'all. The Synergy Twins. Oh my goodness gracious. So guys, did you guys grow up playing this? I mean, where did you, just figure you both picked up the fiddles. Y'all look alike too. I think they're brothers.
I know. Some people don't even think we're brothers, but yeah, we definitely are identical twins, local here to the upstate. Jeff's actually local to Spartanburg. I'm local to Simpsonville, South Carolina, so shout out to my friends 40 minutes down the road.
So did you guys grow up playing together, and how did you both decide, I'm gonna pick up the fiddle and go?
Well, yeah, we started in the public schools when we were in 4th grade. We were 9 years old. I'll never forget the strings teacher came in and said, she introduced all the instruments and played, and she said, no one picks the viola. It's the least competitive. So I was like, sign me up for that one.
I'll take that one.
I did violin, of course, and happy I
love
stuck with it.
But now I got this really cool gadget. It's called a Viper, and I can do like cello.
That's amazing.
And, violin stuff too, viola. So
That is amazing. Guys, I tell you what, the Synergy Twins, we're still cooking. I hope you're enjoying the butternut squash soup, a little bit of wine, but first we have music. We're going to head back to the kitchen here at the Kennedy with Chef Jamie Cribb. And don't forget, go to childrenscancerpartners.org, click Help a Child. You can make a donation right now. In a couple of minutes, we're going to explain why you might want to make a $100 donation. It might be worth your time, or maybe your belly's time. Y'all, the Synergy Twins, live from the Kennedy. I was eating my beets. My It's not my beet soup. Why do I keep saying that?
It's the butternut beet soup.
It's my butternut.
Drop
it
the
is.
beets, man.
Available only at the Kennedy. Hang on. Oh, that is so good. My goodness, these Synergy twins. Do they not sound awesome?
Yeah, it's tremendous. Love it.
Oh my gosh. We're continuing on here. The Taste of Thankfulness for the Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. Raising money. We've seen some videos. We're going to see some more and learn more about this organization. It is such an important piece, you know, and we've learned when, you know, when you get a diagnosis of cancer, whether you're an adult or whether it's your child, it's easy to think you're by yourself, right? It's easy to think there's nobody else who's ever been through this before. No one has ever felt it, but you're not alone. Every 3 minutes, a child across the world is diagnosed. So you're not alone, and that's what this organization really does. So Chef Jamie Cribb, the Kennedy on East Kennedy Street in downtown Spartanburg. We're live tonight. Real quick, we've been talking about going to the website, which is childrenscancerpartners.org, and clicking on Help a Child and donating $100. I understand you're going to donate as well to someone who donates $100, potentially.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're going to be doing cooking lessons here at the Kennedy with me. You know, so donate, click that button, donate all you can, and you know, have a chance to come here with some of your friends and learn some good techniques that you can take home, take wherever. You know, have fun, drink some wine.
That's right.
You know, eat some good food together.
So here's how it's going to work. For every $100 you donate, you get one raffle. At the end, we're going to go ahead and draw. So you're going to get one entry, I guess you could say. And at the end, we're going to go ahead and draw that winner. So for every $500, you get 5 names in the hat. You're going to spend a couple of hours with him, up to 4 friends. And again, you're going to learn how to do this yourself. You're going to eat. He'll probably cook it for you because it's so good. You may have to cook it yourself, but you'll still be back here anyway.
Yeah.
But that is such a great thing. And here's the deal, guys. If you're joining us on Facebook and you didn't get your box, okay, not a big deal. Any donation at all, we're going to send you the recipe cards to do all this. So you're going to get the grocery list and how to do all this as well. So it's okay if you don't have $100. Trust me, $5 matters. And that $5, if you're just tuning in on Facebook Live saying, well, I didn't get my box, you still can get the recipes, and we'll get those prepared for you and send them to you. So for any donation at all, go to childrenscancerpartners.org, click on Help a Child, and that's going to make all that stuff happen. Okay. All right. So we've got some beets to do. I've been talking about the beets all darn evening, Chef Jamie.
All right,
can I get my hands dirty?
Do this. Yeah. So I'm gonna put you to work, and you're gonna need some gloves for this one. You know, if you don't have gloves at home, that's fine. There's always 2 sides to every cutting board, so you're going to be okay.
Your hands. This is the scariest sound.
Oh, man.
I know. That scares me every time.
Love it.
All right. How do I go about cutting beets?
So these beets, I already went ahead and peeled them for you.
Thank
so
you.
You don't have to do that.
I appreciate that.
So you take a beet. You got a knife over here. So just kind of mirror what I do. I like to cut the root end off.
All right.
Right here.
That's the root end. All right. I got the beginning, the tail.
And then the tail. Boom. Mm-hmm. Discard that bad boy. You don't need it. So then what I like to do is cut it right down the middle.
Okay, kind of like an onion we do.
Yeah,
Cut onions, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, and then you're just going to cut it right down the middle.
Does it matter the width? It should be thin or should it...
just whatever your preference. You know, it really depends on the cooking time and how you like it. You know,
so like this now, okay.
Yeah, and then what we're going to do is turn it this way. Get a nice little dice on it. They don't have to be all uniform, you know. We're going to be all right.
Want to make sure, you know. My goodness. All right.
Yeah. So you do want them close to similar size, just because of the cooking time.
Right.
You know, you don't want them some cooked and some not cooked, and you know, some mush. But so we're just gonna.
I keep hearing good things about beets. You know, you got the super beets on TV and stuff. Are they really like a superfood?
Dude, they are. They're tasty, delicious. The sugar content. Yeah, listen to them.
They don't taste very good.
Oh, yes, they do. Give them a chance. Give them a chance. All right, so we dice these beets, right? We're going to put them in our mixing bowl.
They are messy. Look at that. I look like
I
Dexter right now.
Yeah, look at it. So we got our diced beets in here. We're going to have a little bit of our cooking oil. Get them nice and coated with that oil. You see how glossy they are and beautiful.
Right.
A little bit of salt and pepper. You got to season everything. You know, make everything taste good. Salt brings out the flavor. Pepper is a flavor. So, you know, be generous with that. Coat them nicely. You're going to go over here to your baking sheet. Put them right on there. lay them out evenly because you want them to cook evenly. If you pile them up, they're just going to steam together.
Sure.
You know, you just want to get some nice caramelization cooked all the way through. And then we're going to throw it in our...
And what do we want the setting on that, Chef?
So for our oven here, it's convection. It runs a little bit hotter than your normal oven at home. So we have it on 375, but 400 degrees for about 10, 12 minutes should be perfect. Should be perfect, man. Yeah, so we're going to throw that bad boy in the oven. So once we got that in the oven, we can go ahead and start on our vegetables for our main course. Yeah. You know, we can kind of clean up a little bit.
We're getting closer and closer to the beef. I am so excited about the meat. Yep. Just saying.
So what we're gonna do is go ahead and I'm gonna put you to work again. We're gonna do some mushrooms.
All right.
So we have our beautiful cremini mushrooms right here, almost like a baby portobello. You can take the stems off if you want. You know, I like to just to make it cleaner. So go ahead and take all the stems off of those bad boys.
You want them just sliced?
Yeah. So we're gonna quarter those. So just right in a quarter. I'll kind of toss you all these creminis.
Too easy.
Yes, sir.
Guys, if you're doing this at home, I hope you're keeping up with Chef Jamie.
Stems.
And don't forget, there is that recipe card in your box, too. So if you're having a little trouble keeping up, no worries. Just go ahead and look at that recipe card, and it's going to give you all the information. And you can recreate this again tomorrow night if you want to.
That's right. You know, and I always tell people recipes, they're just guidelines, man.
Yeah.
You know, you can put your spin on things, your little flair, whatever flavors you're feeling at that time of the day. You know, it's really up to you. So,
you know, I've been trying to follow some of my great grandmother's recipes and trying to make things that she made, just like she did, like her little cowboy cookies and ginger cookies and things. Man, there's like an old flair to that, you know, like an old school way of cooking too.
There is, man. You know, and a lot of people these days are all about the recipes. It's got to be precise, but you got to put your heart and soul in everything, and you know, a little bit of love. So
those look good.
Yep, those look great. Those in there, a little bit of oil and salt and pepper on them. And we're gonna go ahead with these shallots and sweet potatoes. There's multiple ways that you can, you know, cut a shallot, but for this purpose, since we're gonna be roasting them whole, you know, we take the root and take this other part off, discard that. Then we're gonna do big rings, man.
I like a great big cheeseburger type of ring.
Man,
yeah, man.
Exactly, dude.
I love that.
So then we have our beautiful sweet potatoes. I like the skin on potatoes. If you don't, you can obviously peel those. But you know, for this purpose, we're going to keep the skin on. So we're just going to cut this in half. We're going to dice this sweet potato, and I cut them in planks. And like I said, staging everything out is going to be your best friend. You know, so we're getting ready to dice, but we're not, you know, dicing one piece at a time.
Right.
So we're getting everything ready. So we're gonna do a little baton.
Now, when I was here a couple weeks ago, I think you made, I mean, I assume you were back here. I was sitting at the table. But I think it was a sweet potato. What was that you made? Some kind of sweet potato that I wasn't even think I was going to like. And I was like, my goodness, this was really good.
Yeah, so we do a couple things with sweet potatoes. We do roasted sweet potato dish. We roast them, then grill them, and toss them with a beautiful yogurt and a pumpkin seed salsa. And then we also do a sweet potato creme brulee. So a lot of people are like, creme brulee, that's a dessert. What are you doing with that? But you know, sweet potato, the first word is sweet. So you know, why
it's gotta
not
be tasty, right?
Yeah, man. Why not use it in a dessert and get creative? And we do a play off of like a sweet potato souffle, like you would at Thanksgiving.
Right.
You know, which my grandmother, you know, she loved to make sweet potato souffle with marshmallows.
Now, is that where you learned to cook? Did you learn on the job? Did you go to school? Did you learn from grandma? I mean, give me a bit of your background, Chef.
Yeah, so
or a mix of everything, maybe.
Right. Our family has always been involved in cooking and sitting around a table and, you know, breaking bread together is the best part of the day.
Right.
You know, everybody's so busy coming home and seeing everybody and asking them how their day was. It was just my favorite part of the evening. But you know, my mom, my dad, my grandmother, they're always you know, getting me in the kitchen and peel this, clean that, you know, do all the jobs they didn't want to do, you know. So
wash the dishes,
wash
Jamie.
the dishes. No, I'm not doing that. You know, so But yeah, it's always been a family affair, breaking bread, asking
Right.
everybody how their day went, and all that good stuff. So.
You know, it's always the most popular room in any party. Growing up, I grew up in New England, not
Yeah.
necessarily down here, but the
Okay.
same thing, man.
Yeah.
Everybody, the kitchen was always where everybody congregated.
Yeah.
My great grandmother hated it. She's, "You're in my way,"
Right.
because she didn't want anybody to do nothing.
Yeah.
She was like, "This
Yeah.
is my kitchen, and that's
Yeah.
it."
Yeah,
but
exactly.
everybody goes in the kitchen, and and
That's how
wants
it
to play
is,
in, man.
It's
That is so funny.
It's a gathering place. You
Yeah.
know, it's a place to communicate and have a good time, laugh, just asking how they're doing, and you
Right.
know, it's just I don't know. It's a fun spot to get everybody together and have a good time.
Something
So-
about food.
Something about food, man. Yeah.
Guys,
I
we
swear.
are live at the Kennedy in Spartanburg, South Carolina, just raising money and having some fun. A lot of folks are joining on the YouTube page, have purchased a big box with all these recipes in there. If you're joining us on Facebook, you don't have your box, but any donation at all is going to get you the recipe, the shopping card, tell you exactly what to buy and how to put all this together for you at home. Something super easy. And Chef Jamie, like myself, you always talk about cooking with a family whenever you do things, making cookies or whatever it is. It really can become a family affair. You put the kids to work.
Yeah.
And, why not, right?
Grunt work.
And put them to work. But go to childrenscancerpartners.org, click on Help a Child, and any donation. And again, don't forget, if you donate $100, at least 100, then for every 100, you're going to get a drawing in the raffle to spend 2 hours with Chef Jamie Cribb here at Kennedy's.
That's right.
And you're going to spend the night, 4 of your friends, or you and 3 friends, I suppose, or maybe you and 2 friends and me. I'll drive back up here from Columbia. I'm happy to do that as well.
Come
But
on.
it all goes right back to this amazing, amazing charity that we have tonight. So, I love the garlic, bro.
Dude, the
I
garlic,
love the garlic.
Garlic's one of my favorite smells. Garlic, onions, and bacon.
Yeah.
Favorite smell in the world.
Oh my
you know?
goodness, man! I made a quinoa salad the other day, and I maybe overdid it on onions, but I don't think you can. I did green peppers, and I used some of that, some Italian dressing.
Right.
But it was so good, and a friend of mine was like, "There's a lot of onions in there." I'm like,
Nah, you good. Never enough onions. So what we did is we minced up our garlic. Took some of this fresh thyme. We're gonna have half of it for the basting of the steak, but we're gonna roast our vegetables in here as well. So yeah, one of my favorite herbs is thyme as well, and it smells so good right now.
It does. I wish you could. I mean, I would suggest you scratch your computer screen, but I think you'd be sick in about 2 minutes, so don't do that.
Yeah.
But boy, it really does smell so good.
Smell-o-vision.
That's it.
All right, so we're gonna reserve half of that. Just gonna kind of toss it up and then put it on our baking tray with a little salt and pepper.
Love it. Love it.
Love it, love it. This bad boy right here. So, what we're gonna do is throw this in the same oven with your beets, 400 degrees. Get some nice caramelization on all these vegetables. And while this is cooking, we're gonna plate our beet salad, your second course. It's always about not only having your mise en place, everything together, all your ingredients, prepping everything, but just the timing of what you cook for each dish.
Listen, I cook a lot, or let me rephrase that. I try to cook. I say that to a real executive chef. I cook. No, I really don't. It's kind of like a doctor. Yeah, I know how to put a thermometer in my mouth. But short of that, the timing is always the hardest part, I find,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Absolutely.
there's a lot of skill goes into that timing and knowing all that stuff.
Right. Yeah, man. So we have our beautiful beets right here coming out of the oven.
Oh, wow.
The smell is
Yeah,
just
man.
delicious.
I hope you're at home. I hope your house smells reasonably this good.
Right.
Not like smoke, like beets and onions and thyme and things like that. We can call the fire department if we have to.
Right. All right, so we got our beets here. Yeah, be careful, 'cause it's a little warm. So I always like to take the beets and mix them while they're warm, man, because all the honey and the lemon and all the salt's really gonna permeate through the beets while they're cooling down. It's really gonna create its own liquid, its own juices. So what we're gonna do is take some of these lemons, so just cut it in half. A little bit of that lemon juice. Make sure you catch the seeds. You don't want that.
Right. Where do you suggest, and I know Spartanburg's different than a lot of towns where, you know, of course, in North South Carolina, who knows where do you normally go? What's a good, like in everyday USA community to go get some of this fresh stuff? The farmers markets, or are there stores that are better than others? I don't want to disparage anybody, but are there ones that you would go to, you know, is Publix good, or is Bilo good? I mean,
I would always say, you know, go to a small local produce stand, Baloo's Market, you know, here in Spartanburg. They've been around since the late 50s. They have beautiful local produce from all over the state. They bring it in. Great family-run business. Farmers market on Saturdays. Just find your local farmers market. It's usually on, you know, early in the week or on Saturdays. Farmers from all over the upstate, all over the state, you know, bringing all their local fare, all the goodness, you know, right to you. So, really,
there's
really
that honey.
cool.
There's that honey. I was waiting on that.
So this is Be Well honey from Pickens. It's a wildflower honey.
Drip a little bit of that on my pinky right there. I'm just gonna need just a little bit. I'll get you some of that. Hang on. Oh, that is.
That?
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
That is right fine right there.
Beautiful.
Wow.
So we're just gonna let that hang out. Put a little. I have lemon oil here, which is great finishing oil, but with the lemon and the olive oil that you have in your pantry,
you do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. So you're basically creating a vinaigrette in its own sense while the beets are kind of cooling down. Yeah. So take your spoon, just mix it up. This is when you can add your roasted pumpkin seeds right here, pepitas. You can throw them in whole.
And guys, don't forget, we're going to put the whole recipes up there for you as well. Any donation at all to this amazing organization, we're going to get you the recipe, Jamie's own shopping list. I tell you what to get, go through the instructions, and of course, this is going to be posted up on Facebook as well, so you'll be able to kind of come back and try your own techniques against his as well. So don't forget you can do that as well. And that's with any donation at all tonight. It's so very important. So
what I like to do is reserve half of the pumpkin seeds and put them on top as a little bit of the garnish. But as you can see, that it's creating its own liquid, its own vinaigrette in the same bowl. Yeah. So we'll take a couple of these guys.
See, we get to eat again. It's all about eating.
It's all about eating. Eating for a good cause.
That's right. And sometimes that good cause is your belly.
Yeah.
Right.
It's always a good time. Still trying to come up with my catchphrase. We've been talking about this whole time, and Bam's already taken by Emerald, so we got to come up with something else. So, any of you viewers out there,
you have an idea for Chef Jamie? You need your catchphrase.
We need your help, man.
We're going to check back in with the Synergy Twins in just a couple of seconds as well. We're getting going here. Don't forget, guys, you've got your box. If you have any questions, you can hit us on the Facebook page as well, and we'll do our best to answer those as we get through the night tonight. We still got more sherries. We're going to share some more stories.
That's right.
How about that? We're going to share some more stories as we get through the night tonight. So we got this is the beet salad. I've been talking about the beet salad all evening long. So there is the famous beet salad that I can't stop talking about. As we go through. We've got some beef we're going to talk about. We're going to do that, and we're also going to have a vegetarian option for you tonight as well. We're going to get back to that here in a couple of seconds, but I think we're going to go to the Synergy Twins. Is that true, ladies? Are we doing the twins? Oh, we can do that. They're out there getting ready. Yeah, they do a couple of songs for us. The Synergy Twins, amazing from the upstate. These guys are killed. They were like on Good Morning America or something.
Yeah, they were.
Amazing. They're like famous. They're good. Check them out. Chef Jamie Cribb. We're at the Kennedy here in Spartanburg. An awesome place, an awesome cause right here. Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. Take it away, fellas. You're going to like this. think they may have played that for me. I asked him like 10 times, do you know any Bon Jovi? Synergy Twins. My goodness, yeah, the Taste of Thankfulness here, live from the Kennedy in Spartanburg, all celebrating, all supporting, all going to the mission of Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. Celebrity executive chef. He's like, what? It's true. My mom tells me so. Jamie Cribb. We've got all these great things cooking. Hopefully you've got your boxes if you're joining us on YouTube and you bought your box in advance. You've got your recipe. You've got all the ingredients. You've been cooking with us, hopefully enjoying that bottle of wine.
That's right.
Courtesy of our friends at the Blue Marlin in Colombia. Super tasty wine as well. But we're getting on to the main course, and that's going to be the meat. Who doesn't love a good hunk of steak, right? Now, don't worry. The vegan option is there. So there it is. But let's go ahead and let's talk about some steak.
Yeah,
what's for dinner.
Absolutely. So what we're gonna do is we had some sweet potatoes and mushrooms already roasting. Those are already ready to go. Those bad boys, nice and caramelized, nice and soft. The
Look
smell
at that, Jamie.
is incredible. You know, you just want to kind of move those around real
How
quick.
are you not as big as a house, man? If I sat back here and smelled this all night long every night, I don't know how you do it.
I get asked that question all the time. You know, I taste as I go every single night, you know, taste every dish.
And then he runs 17 miles a day.
Yeah.
He's like Michael Phelps.
Right. So we're going to drop our demi in the boiling water that you reserved from your soup. So that's going to heat up while we're cooking our protein.
And that is in your box for you, by the way, as well. So that's all preset for you in your box. Now, if you make any donation at all to Children's Cancer Partners, then we're going to give you the recipe and the cooking list, and there'll be some instructions on how to do that. But it's easy to do it in this one. You drop it in, kind of like the soup earlier.
Like
so
the beet soup, right?
It's not the beet soup. It's orange. It's not the beet soup.
It's the butternut.
Butternut.
So we're going to take our beautiful 6-ounce fillets.
Wow, look
yeah,
at that marbling
the marbling's great. So we're going to generously coat these in kosher salt on both sides.
Now, when you're talking about a piece of meat, if you're looking to buy some meat wherever you get your fresh meat, you want a little bit of marbling. I know that like in burgers you want like no fat, blah blah blah, but you want a little bit of it.
Yeah,
right?
man. I mean, you know, they say fat is flavor. It's going to be nice and tender. The structure of the muscle, you know, all that marbling, it's going to ensure a nice tender cut of beef.
Right.
You know, these you don't have to cook as long.
What part of the cow does that? Do you know what part of the cow that comes off?
Yeah, it's the beef tenderloin. So it's right on the back. You know, right where the ribeye is. Right on top.
Okay. Yeah. Right on.
You know, so. All right, so we salt and pepper these bad boys. We have our cast irons heating up pretty good on the range. So what we're gonna do is put a little bit of olive oil in your cast iron. You want to hit it right at that smoking point. So as soon as you see a little bit of white smoke coming up from your pan, you know it's hot. It's
don't burn your house down,
kids.
kids.
Rock and roll. Yeah, don't do that.
Just short of the fire department. And right between the smoke and the fire department is where you want to put it on.
yeah, exactly. So we got our beef. It's nice and tempered. We're gonna put these right on the outside of the pan.
Now, what is the searing going to do? Why are we searing something versus just cooking the heck out of it?
So the sear is going to trap in a lot of flavors. It's going to keep the beef nice and moist. You know, what we're going to do is we're going to butter baste this with the rest of the thyme and the garlic. Okay. So we're going to continue to baste that over the top of the steaks, which is going to give it some really good flavor, hold in all the juices, and keep them, you know, nice and moist. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the outside of the pan, on the edges.
Why is that?
Because that's the hottest part of the pan. Okay. So it's going to create a really nice crust, really nice caramelization, and ensure a really good sear. What I like to do is kind of put my tongs, you know, on each steak, just to ensure that really good contact point is being made.
Now, do watch out, kids. You got the grease; it will spatter a little bit on your hands. So do be careful of that. Just be aware.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, stay safe, all that good stuff. So while those are searing, I like to do, you know, 2 to 3 minutes on each side. You can always control your flame up or down. You know, you can take it off if you need to. But after you hit that nice high heat on the flame, you can cut it down to about a medium and let it rock, let it do its thing.
I cook eggs the same way. There's a school of thought. Someone once told me to really heat the heck out of the pan and then cool it down, actually cook them, and it cooks a little better.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially if you're using a cast iron like this, it holds its heat really nicely. So, you know, using cast iron, I cook a lot at the house with cast iron just because it holds the heat really well. It distributes it very evenly.
Now, do you cook a lot at the house? You cook all day for a living at the Kennedy, man.
I swear. I try to cook as minimal as possible at home. But, you know, you got to eat. So
that's right.
We're going to check these bad boys. You know, look at that color on there.
Oh, wow, man.
It's beautiful, man. We're almost there. About, 20 seconds. Probably on each side, check both of them. After we flip this and sear the other side, we're going to throw it in the oven, and then we're going to get started on our eggplant version.
Awesome.
So we're gonna flip this bad boy.
So that's just got a nice sear. You're going to see a little bit of the red still along the middle of it as well.
Yeah, so I mean, look at the crust on that, you know. You still have the rare beef on this side, but, you know, once we throw it in the oven, just through it, you know, from the convection of it, it's going to cook all the way through. You're going to get crust on that bottom half. We're going to throw this bad boy in the oven. Like
Make sure you have an oven-safe skillet, by the way, if you're going to do that. Don't, just you know, food for thought.
Disaster, you know. So I guess, you know, I need a knife over here. We cut it with my hands.
We need a knife.
David. I need a knife.
Where's David? Where's David Moore? We need a knife.
We need
a big knife. Look at that. There he is.
Where'd that come from? There we go.
It's magic.
All right, so we got our eggplant for our vegetarian friends over there. So what I like to do is cut it almost like the steak. We're gonna sear it, you know, just like you would. Boom, boom.
What do you know when you're talking about an eggplant? What is there a way to feel? If I'm buying it in my produce store, wherever I am, how do I know this thing is ripe or too ripe or not?
Yeah, so you want to look at the skin. There's not a lot of divots. It's, you know, the flesh is nice and firm. There's not a lot of give to it, but, you know, I mean, that should be a nice eggplant for you.
Nice.
Yep. So let's see, we're gonna take this. Same thing with the steak, you know, except for this, we're going to put a little bit of olive oil right on top. Salt and pepper generously, you know.
I like you to say generously all the time. I like that. I try that with my bacon most of the time I make a bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I'm very generous with my bacon.
More bacon, the better.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Were you saying bacon? What did you say? Bacon and onions and what else?
And garlic.
And garlic.
It's
Oh
the
my
best
goodness.
smell in the
Let me
world.
tell you something about garlic, by the way. I eat a lot of garlic, and I've never been bitten by a vampire.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the two are connected, but I'm not saying they're not.
Hey, I'll let y'all decide that.
I mean, those are two facts. I've never been bitten, and I eat a lot of garlic.
All right, so we got a hot pan, a little bit of olive oil, just like, you know, we did with your fillets. Whenever you put anything in a hot pan, make sure you lay it away from you.
Right, you're gonna splash against you, otherwise.
You'll get that tidal wave of hot grease,
Yeah.
and that's a recipe for disaster. So we'll do the same thing.
I see what you did there, by the way. Recipe for disaster.
Recipe.
Super cute.
Hey, that's what it's all about right there. We have a cooking show coming out, by the way.
That's
Pretty
right.
awesome.
You don't want to miss it.
So we're going to sear this just like we did the steaks. So while that's kind of rocking, I'll move that away, and I'll check on our steaks in the oven. Oh, man.
Oh, holy smokes,
Yeah,
Chef.
those look
My
great.
goodness.
Yeah, so we have that flame on full. We're going to turn that down a little bit, and we're going to start the basting process.
Wow.
So what we're going to do is, this might pop a little bit, so you might want to back up a little bit. Put our thyme in there.
And that's that time when we saved half the time
Yeah.
we put some on, and then we save that. Okay.
Yeah,
And
so
some more
we-
garlic.
Yeah, we reserved half of our garlic and our thyme for the basting process. We'll just throw that in there.
So you're chucking this semi-whole. You're not really dicing that up at all.
No, yeah, you want them whole. Because you don't really want the garlic to burn, but look at that underside.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful. Yeah, perfect. So we can give that one nice little flip right here. Kind of get all the oils from the garlic and the thyme. Throw that right on top.
Wow.
Check our eggplant. Yeah, it's looking good, man. So we can pretty much throw that in there. Little eggplant steaks.
I like that. And so the same process. You're gonna put that in the oven as well. Let that cook for a minute.
Yep, we're gonna soften up that eggplant pretty nicely.
And how long do you want to put that in there? You said 400 degrees, but how long do you want to put it in there for?
Say about 6 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, not too bad.
All right, Paula Dean, throw some butter in there, baby. That's right. That's right.
The more butter, the better. So we're gonna let that butter melt completely. You can kind of tip up the pan a little bit. Get it nice and frothy. Turn up your heat some if you need to. And then we're gonna start basting. So what you're doing when you baste, you really want to take that butter and just put it right on top of those steaks. Cover all the steaks. Try to keep it consistent. Keep it going. You can be as fast or as slow as you want. You know, this is your time to do the cooking, the basting. You can kind of zen out and do your thing, and have fun with it.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
It smells so good too.
So good.
Holy smokes.
So we do this at the restaurant with pretty much all our proteins, beef,
right?
Chicken, pork, and seafood, any kind of fish we get in the oven. So you're gonna do this for a couple minutes, just kind of back and forth. Really want to get nice and medium rare.
Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, dude. About 126 internal temperature, nice and tender. You can throw it in.
And that's not as important, obviously, because you can do steak and things. You wanted 165 on chicken, but with steak, you go a little bit cooler.
Yeah, a little bit cooler. It's really up to your liking, to your preference, whatever temperature you want. I'm a medium rare guy.
Right. You know what's funny? I'll do medium rare on steaks. Yeah. Burgers, I'm a medium well guy. My burger, I want cooked, but my steak. Now my mom, like we did the searing, that's good for her. If that thing is walking around on the plate, she's good.
Mooing, yeah.
I like mine, but I like my steak medium rare. But the burgers, more than that done for sure.
I'm the same with my burgers as well, for sure. All right, so we're done with the whole basting process. So what I like to do.
Wow, y'all, wish you could smell this. Oh my goodness.
Give it a nice little touch. Ready to rock. Nice and caramelized, nice sear. You can see the layers.
Yeah.
So you got a really nice sear on both sides, and in the middle it's nice and tender. So we'll put this on a resting rack and kind of let it hang out. Don't get rid of all this goodness right here. Kind of like let it sit in there, man. It'll carry over and cook a little bit, but it's going to really absorb all.
And the resting is important too. And it's sometimes it smells so good you don't want to let it rest. I want to get it in my belly, but you got to let that steak rest. You got to let that meat rest.
At least 5 minutes.
Right.
10 minutes, even better.
All right.
So
we're cooking with Chef Jamie Cribb here at the Kennedy in Spartanburg. Of course, we're celebrating this incredible mission. Yeah, Children's Cancer Partners of the Midlands. We're gonna share a little bit more. We've got the eggplant in the oven. We're gonna wrap this thing up here in a little bit. I know you guys are cooking at home with us. I hope you are anyway, enjoying some wine, courtesy of our friends down in Colombia. But we're gonna come back. I want to share with you just a little bit about the mission. We've got a couple of videos, a couple of families. If you're not sure, this is fun. We're having fun, the Synergy Twins and here at the Kennedy. But there's a very serious mission behind what we're doing tonight. Why you're here, why we're here. Go ahead and check these things out. Guys, we are continuing on just an amazing night of fellowship, of understanding what this organization is and does and why it's important that you have decided to come help and come support this organization. I want to introduce you to Joey Millwood. Joey's daughter, Eliza Kate, was diagnosed with cancer, unfortunately, at a very, very young age. She passed at 10 years old. Joey, first of all, I'm so sorry for your loss of Eliza Kate.
I appreciate that very much.
Tell me a little bit about her story. Her short story as it is, but tell me about her.
So she was 10 when she was diagnosed. She had just turned 10 on January the 28th in 2018. And then we had our birthday party a couple weeks later in February. And that was her 10th birthday party. Well, the following Monday, we picked her up at school. And we took her to the pediatrician because we knew something was wrong. Her color was off. She just didn't seem like she felt well. And we had noticed some bruising. And so we got her to the pediatric associates, and they drew blood, and they told us that something was abnormal, and they kind of explained to us what it could be. And then we immediately went to Greenville Hospital, and we checked her into the hospital, and we were basically there for a little over a month. And she battled leukemia for that month. amongst other things. And she was diagnosed in remission on Good Friday, 2018, and we took her home that Saturday. We woke up Tuesday morning and she was kind of out of it, and we brought her back to the hospital on that Tuesday, and we lost her to heaven that night at 9:30, and it was primarily due to an infection.
I mean, I can't even imagine going from in such a short time too. You can't even digest. You can't even understand what's going on in that short period of time.
No, we basically lived in the hospital. We lived in the hospital for almost an entire month. I slept in a recliner. My wife slept in the other chair where they kind of fold out and make it into some sort of like little bed. And, you know, that's why these guys are so important, because, I mean, we never really left the hospital for that entire time. I mean, we got blankets and gift cards for food and just all sorts of stuff. And, you know, things like that we couldn't have done without for that month.
Right, because again, I can only imagine. I'm not even sure I can imagine, to be honest with you. But everything has got to stop for you. You've got a healthy 10-year-old baby girl, and all of a sudden you don't, and everything just stops, right? And so you stop working, you stop everything. Every part of your everyday life is different, and so.
Yeah, once we hit the hospital Tuesday, Monday, it was everything. We didn't leave the hospital. We didn't go back to work. We didn't come back home to say anything to our other kids. You know, it just became the hospital was where we were at that point in time, because neither one of us, you know, as parents, we just didn't want to leave. She was scared. We were scared. And so, like you said, everything stopped.
Tell me, and you mentioned it briefly, but really kind of tell me the connection or the important part that Children with Cancer Partners played in your brand new world.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, you're getting help from different people and that kind of thing, and you learn as you go who's doing what. And we learned early on about Cancer Partners, and they were amazing for us. I mean, there were blankets and gift cards, and you know, I mean, they did so much for us, but it didn't stop in the hospital either. I mean, you know, it's 2 years later and we're still receiving love. You know, last year they got us into the fair. I mean, there's just, it never stops. They're amazing. How much they love and care for for our family personally. I can't speak for everybody, but I'm pretty sure that our family experienced a genuine experience with the nonprofit.
Joey, thank you so much for sharing your story. Again, I'm sorry for your loss of your daughter. I'm glad that CCP was around to help you. You know, and unfortunately, your story is all too often told. Different ages, different situations, but the story is the same. You know, I think it's so important that folks who are joining us tonight for this fundraiser or future stuff with CCP, they hear from you to see what that real, actual, honest impact is.
And I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, I mean, when you're in that moment, and it's basically the darkest moment in your life, I mean, these guys are a light. They really are. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate, like our district does Kids with Lids, and, you know, all of that stuff. Just any support for all of those programs is just an amazing thing. And I promise that it's a good cause, because I experienced it personally.
Joey, I appreciate your kind words tonight. And thank you so much for allowing us to share your story with the world here on our special live broadcast.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, we continue to have fun tonight, but we have to remember the music and the cooking, why we're here, why you're here, why you're joining us. And it's the families, Hope and Chad and Macy. Y'all, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so Macy, at 12 years old,
Yes.
and at 12 you kind of understand what's going on.
Yes.
You go to the doctor, and they give your mom and dad, and probably you, a pretty bad diagnosis, right?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, we went in, and they were like, we don't know if there's anything wrong yet, but we're going to see. And they scanned me, and they're like, you have a tumor. And I was like, okay. So then they told me it was Ewing sarcoma, and they were like, you're going to have 11 rounds of treatment, and yeah.
Now, let me ask you, at 12, the ripe old age of 12, is this sinking in, the gravity of what this is? You kind of like, well, all right.
Yeah, I wasn't really it didn't really sink until like after the surgery and everything.
Right.
After they had the biopsy and stuff, but it went good after that.
Right. Now, Mom and Dad, maybe you understand the gravity of your daughter has a tumor, and you go, what in the what now? Right?
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. It was scary.
Yeah.
Your world changed in 2 minutes. So,
Sure.
So when they told us, we were like, okay. Our church family was there. We had a lot of support, and we worked it out, and we took one day at a time.
Sure.
It's what you got to do.
What else are you going to do,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Tell me about your connection with Children's Cancer Partners.
So Shannon was the first one that reached out to us,
Right.
and I guess they worked it out at the hospital to where they contact people and tell you this is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So when she called, she told me who she was, and she asked if she could come by. And she had a couple of things. Had never met her, so she came. Every time we were in the hospital, she would call us, or she would come by and bring us just a gift bag, or just even call and encourage us, asking how Macy was. So she was just like part of the family. We became close
Just
friends.
instantly like
yes,
that, right?
Yes, and still are to this day, 2 years later.
I love that.
Yeah.
As a dad, man, I mean, you must be thinking, you get the diagnosis, and I know that you feel all of a sudden alone. You're like, just tunnel vision, right?
Yeah.
And then you get this organization, which I love, and I obviously you guys do too now. But I mean, it's almost like a lifeline, right?
It is. Their name says it all. The last word is partners. When you're going in the journey that you have no clue what tomorrow holds, you have no clue what next week holds, just
Right.
having a partner with you to just come along in the journey and just, they've been where you're fixing to be. They've saw other families.
Sure.
This helps out. Do this can help. Because this is our first rodeo.
Right.
And just having a partner and somebody that we didn't even have to go looking for them. They came looking for us. And that's what makes these organizations just phenomenal, where they know what's going on,
right.
and they come to you. And to have a partner to be on that journey with you is just
It's amazing.
it's amazing. The words.
There's no words.
Just the little stuff of, going to a doctor's appointment. We live in Bowling Springs, South Carolina, and Greenville's not that far.
Right.
But it is if that's not your journey every day.
Sure.
I work at Spartanburg Regional. She works down the road here at Piedmont Imaging. That's our commute every day. So we're used to that 11-mile commute. We're not used to the 31-mile commute. So you add another 40, 50 miles on your journey every day, stuff adds up that you never even thought about it. Just being a partner to send, hey, if y'all run through a Chick-fil-A, let us know. If you fill it with gas, let us know. Just
the simple things.
It's the word partner. It's what they are, and that's amazing.
All right, Macy, you're a swimmer.
Yes.
Are you really good? Are you like Michael Phelps type swimmer?
I wouldn't say I'm Michael Phelps yet. I'll try. I
yes,
can try.
she says. Yes.
I can try.
Got it. So you're good. 2 years in.
Yes.
All is well.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. This is what happens to families, the partners, like you're talking about, Chad and Macy and Hope. That's why we're here tonight. That's why we're doing this event. That's why continued support is so important for these families that are right here. You get to see firsthand, guys. This is what it's about. Guys, if stories like that don't accent the mission, explain in just a few words from a family, look in their eyes, look at, just listen to the stories, you can't help but understand exactly what we do with the Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. One of the board members, and you're going to be the grand poobah on the board soon, Dr. Ki Chung joins us. Now, so you're an oncologist. You're an adult oncologist.
That is correct.
So obviously, I mean, cancer is cancer, whether you're a 6-month-old or 500-year-old.
Absolutely, and some would say it's even more devastating to have a child with cancer relative to an adult.
Why is it, and we all know times are right now, we're in a weird spot in the world and things. We've elected to do a virtual fundraiser. A lot of folks have gone to that, but why is it so important? You sitting on the board of directors for this particular charity, and there's so many great charities, and there's sadly so many that have had to close, at least temporarily, close their doors.
Absolutely.
Why is it so important for a mission like this to continue on, and whatever we've got to do, get creative and do things to every $5 counts? But why is that important?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank our organization because it is truly an amazing organization. It's really an honor to be a part of it. But really our mission is very important because in this time of COVID, even before COVID really, there are many hardships to the individual families, the children with cancer. And as a backdrop, of course, cancer in children is unfortunately very common. There's over 600 cases of cancer in children in the Carolinas alone. This is just the Carolinas alone. And we're fortunate enough to be able to help many of these children and their families, up over 1,250 families. And our goal and our mission is very unique. Other organizations are unable to help children and their families in the way that we do. Right. We provide services, both financial, emotional, that really help these families in practical ways that others do not think about.
Sure.
For instance, transportation, food, lodging for children who require transport to their clinics, their appointments, and sometimes, of course, there are some children who require specialty surgeries or specialty clinical trials that are only available at certain institutions in the United States, for instance, the CHOP, Children's Hospital of Pennsylvania, for which we would help provide that transportation.
So it goes
all
beyond.
the services. So it's beyond that. It is all aspects of the care of these individuals that are not thought about by others, that we provide that extra service and that support. And it's just amazing.
You know, and one thing I want to point out too, and correct me if the number's wrong, but I believe it's upwards of 85% of every dollar that's raised goes directly to the mission. And that speaks, and that's a question if you're looking at charities too, and I always ask that is, you know, how much really goes to it? And there are fantastic charities. There are some that, you know, you got to ask that question.
Absolutely.
And upwards of 85% of every dollar, so $100 tonight, we're talking 85 goes right to the bottom line, to the families we're meeting tonight.
It does. It goes a long way. And the more you provide, the more we can provide.
Sure. And we got links for you if you go to Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. It's www, by the way. It's childrencancerpartners.org. It says help a child. It's up in the upper right-hand corner. You can make a quick donation through PayPal. You can just give, and it really doesn't matter how much it is. You know, the more the better, of course, please.
Absolutely.
You know, we appreciate everything.
Absolutely.
But if you say, look, I've watched for the last couple of hours and I want to do something, and all I got is $5, I'm pretty sure that you would put that $5 to good use.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, guys, every donation, whether it's $1, $5, or more, you're going to get, if you didn't get your box already, you're going to go ahead and get the recipe card and the shopping list from Chef Jamie Cribb, so you can go out and recreate these. And of course, watch the videos again. You can cook along with us again and again and again for sure. And Doc, I think you probably know this, but every $100 somebody donates, so one, maybe 500, every $100 is going to be a chance to win an evening with Chef Jamie Cribb here at the Kennedy. You and 3 friends, or maybe you and 2 friends and me and one of my friends, which me and the Doc, we'll come with you. But we're going to spend, we're going to go ahead and spend 2 hours with Chef Cribb in the back. He's going to teach us how to cook. I'm saying us, you. But he's going to teach you how to cook, and you get to enjoy a nice dinner and have a few cocktails here at the Kennedy as well. That's for $100. You know, and that's a date night. Imagine a date night with a couple of friends and make it something that actually is substantial.
That would be wonderful.
You know, to open your wallet up to say, look, I've got $5, $100, maybe more.
Absolutely.
You know, we've got a lot of generous sponsors who have given a lot, and we appreciate it. And we've got, you know, of course, we've got, you know, the folks who've joined us with the boxes, the awesome boxes of food. But everything really, really matters. You've been hearing a lot of the stories and what it really means. You're hearing from an oncologist who can tell you firsthand the impact cancer can have.
Absolutely.
So we ask you, go ahead. We ask you,
yes,
give.
please provide whatever you can.
Yeah, every dollar counts.
And enjoy this wonderful dinner that's been set up.
Yes, Dr. Kee Chung and the board of directors here at Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. It is time for some more music, and I know, wait, Doc, I think the dinner's getting ready.
Let's go.
True story. First, we got the Synergy Twins coming up. I love these guys. Synergy Twins, you fellas ready to take it away? Do it. Woo. about you, but I am definitely having the time of my life. The Synergy Twins. We're live at the Kennedy in Spartanburg. Awesome celebrity executive chef Jamie Cribb. Celebrity chef. We've been cooking all night with y'all, all celebrating the mission, but really trying to raise money. Let's be honest. We want you to give to Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. So, all right, so we've got our sweet potato, beets, onions, and mushroom ready to go.
Right.
We've got our beef ready to go. Y'all been making this with us at home, I hope, enjoying some wine, courtesy of the Dukes family down at the Blue Marlin in Columbia. But let's go ahead and plate this thing up and make this look awesome, because you do eat with your eyes first.
Absolutely, yeah. So our beef is rested, our veggies are roasted, and our sauce is hot and ready to go. So what I like to do is just take a nice scoop of these veggies right in the middle, kind of off center a little bit.
All right. Oh, man.
Ooh, looks good. Take our beef right on the side. Nice and tight. Take our beautiful demi-glace.
And guys, don't forget, every donation, if you didn't get a box tonight, every donation is going to get you the full recipe, the shopping list, so you can go recreate this meal yourself. You can watch the video as many times as you want to, I suppose.
That's right. Yeah, there you have it.
Just like that. All right. No,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but
get in there.
I'm just going to go ahead and get in here real quick. I'm just going to go
We're
ahead.
hungry.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay. This one's yours. There you go. That's for you.
Woo!
There it is.
Hey, who
Oh,
cooked
yeah.
that?
I don't know, but he did a darn fine job. Hope yours looks like this at home. If not, you can always come up here to Cribb's and Cribb's to the Kennedy and have Chef Jamie Cribb cook this for you. My goodness! And if you're looking for dessert, don't forget Caroline's cakes.
right.
Oh my goodness! Hang on. Oh my God! Huh? Phenomenal. I hope yours was at home as well. My goodness gracious. All right, guys, we're going to give you time to sit down and eat. We're not quite done here with the Kennedy here in Spartanburg. The boys are up again. Yeah, the Synergy Twins got another song for us. This is kind of dinner or music to eat your steak by. All right, they're going to do a couple of tunes for us, and we are not done. We're getting late. We're having fun, I hope. You've got that wine still. If not, maybe you've got something in your own wine cabinet.
Yeah,
You get a little
absolutely.
refill, right?
Back up, man. Gotta
That's
have
right,
it.
guys. Stay tuned. We have some important stuff coming up for you as well, but we are not done. Gentlemen, it is time for the Synergy Twins. Take it away, boys.
Get it.
All right, guys. Yeah, the Synergy Twins. My goodness, are they not two talented young men?
We both love them. I mean, let's just call it what it is.
We've been sitting out there watching. Oh, we got to get over here now.
I know.
Miss Laura Allen, the Executive Director of Children's Cancer Partners of the Carolinas. This has been a phenomenal night. Chef Jamie Cribb and David, my goodness, it is such a cool restaurant, and they have absolutely opened the doors up to us. It has been an awesome, awesome night.
It has been, and all of you made it possible, and you, Tyler, and we're so grateful, and thank you, and your group, the amazing production crew. But truly, all of us could be here, and if you weren't watching, or you weren't part of it, or didn't buy these boxes for this wonderful culinary experience, or one of our sponsors, we wouldn't be here. So let me thank each of you. We had an anonymous sponsor, big anonymous sponsor that made this happen. Thank you, and you know who you are. Ruth Kate and Chuck White, AFL, Sheila and Bob Brightweiser, USC Upstate, South Carolina, woo! Blue Cross Blue Shield, South Carolina, the Building Center of North and South Carolina, Plunder in Greer. Go to look at their website, they've got gorgeous stuff. Green Finney, LLP in Greenville, the Tyler Ryan Group. We had Blue Marlin in Columbia. We have Grace Outdoors. Thank you so much for helping us have fabulous billboards. We want to thank Richard and those beautiful Caroline cake bites. Everybody loves them. And then we had, what was in those boxes you all liked? Did you love that little cutting board and the towel and the cooked wooden spoon? Oh my gosh, you'll have a little bit of us forever. And thank you to Ron Hawkins and Sandra Stanley and MarketLink for making that possible. And Southeastern Packaging, we don't know what we would do if we didn't have you provide to us those boxes and aprons and labels, and thank you.
It was amazing how it came out like that too. You know, I some friends actually bought boxes and it just opened up and it was perfect.
Well, and you know,
perfect.
With that, we had the Synergy Twins, we had the Spartanburg Philharmonic Youth Orchestra, and a special shout out goes to Hayden Green and to Caitlin McDonald, Julia Gurgley, Brian Short, Ian Hamrick, and Mr. Bob Borden. And I want to say special thanks to Helen Tipton as well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I want to thank the crew, by the way. Mike and Corey and Victor, they've been here since this morning, all making the stuff behind the scenes work. You guys worked very hard all afternoon to make all this work. And so, you know, playing off a live broadcast isn't easy, and these guys worked hard. I want to say thank you myself to them, because they came up and did their thing.
And some of you have written to us. We've been watching you on YouTube and on our Facebook page, and you're asking us to tell you, how do you make a donation? Well, go to childrenscancerpartners.org, or you can send a check to Children's Cancer Partners at 900 South Pine Street, Suite F, Spartanburg, South Carolina, 29302.
Write that down, kids. If you go to the website, you can help a child. It's up in the upper right-hand corner. So you look at the website, the homepage, go to the upper right-hand corner, click on that. It's going to drop you down to a little donation page. It's PayPal, I think it is, but you can easily...
Stripe, but that's okay.
There you go. It's some way to... They'll get it. but they'll get it.
And you know what? For every $100 that you donate tonight, you are going to be entered into a drawing to have cooking lessons with Chef Jamie Cribb. And
right
we'll be
here
doing,
at the Kennedy.
And we will be doing that tomorrow as our drawing. So, and you know, we heard some really great things from the Synergy Twins. They said that they're going to keep playing.
This is what I heard.
Until you guys stop giving. So thank you for making these gifts tonight, because we're going to keep having music. And so now that you've had dinner, dessert,
you don't have to go anywhere.
Wine,
Stay right
just
here.
Relax.
Just give.
Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Just give. Oh, by the way, Erica and Kate as well, part of the floor crew. Thank you very
Kim.
much. And Kim, oh my gosh, and Kim.
And the rest of my staff at Children's
Everybody.
Cancer Partners who work behind the scenes making this possible. We have an amazing team. Shannon, our Director of Family Programs, who watches, make sure that every one of our families hear from us within 24 hours.
Can I just tell you really quick about her?
Yeah.
As we had the families coming in today recording, she was here, and she walked. She didn't say, "Hey, thanks, good to see you." She walked out, everyone out to the vehicle, and had like a 20-minute conversation with them. The connection is real, y'all. The
And
connection
today
is
is
real.
Shannon's birthday, so shout out to Shannon. Happy birthday.
Guys, I want to thank Chef Jamie Cribb and David here at the Kennedy. It's East Kennedy Street in Spartanburg. If you're in town, stop by. It's worth the drive. I drove from Columbia. It was well worth it.
And you know, these are the guys that put on the burger cook-off for us every year that we weren't able to have it this year. So they were so wonderful to work with us to make this happen. And we thank all of you so
Really
much.
easy, guys.
Thank
All right.
you.
We're going to continue on. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you had a great time, enjoyed the food. I'm getting some pictures of friends who are cooking along with us. They're doing
me too.
it right.
It's been fun.
But we're not done. The Synergy Twins are staying, so don't get off this broadcast. Just keep giving. $1 is $1, and $1 goes right back to her and to this. And this is what's important. The executive director,
Look at them.
Miss Laura.
They're beautiful.
Guys, my name is Tyler Ryan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, having a great time. We're going to close off. We're going to leave it with the Synergy Twins. Keep giving. They'll keep playing. They are amazing. Catch them, please. Look them up on Facebook as well, the Synergy Twins. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you.
Thank you.